how do we create a resilient mindset? I'm going to share a couple of things about that because John has written a fantastic book, Failing Forward, John Maxwell, and some of the principles that he shares in Failing Forward is that there are some abilities that we need in order for us to fail forward. How do we build a resilient attitude? How do we build resilience in our team? Well, here are some things, okay? Rejection. What do we mean by that? Meaning that we don't accept rejection as rejection. So we're just gonna try again. Rejection is not a rejection until we have stopped trying, okay? So we're not gonna accept that as it is. See failure as temporary. When someone say no to a proposal, is that they haven't yet seen it from the perspective that they need to see it in order to say yes to it. So it's just a temporary failure. It's not a permanent failure unless we continue trying. See failures as isolated incidents, right? If you think about that, many people, every successful people actually has failed, but never regarded themselves as a failure because those failures were isolated incidents. So many times we can focus on a failure and make everything about that and forget about all the successes we had in between or in the past. So see it as an isolated incident. Keep expectations realistic. Sometimes our attitude could be due to unrealistic expectations. If I expect things to be right here, but reality is here, then the gap between expectation and reality, it's disappointment. And so disappointment leads to a bad attitude and we're not actually resilient. So we have to be realistic about our chances and to be realistic about the things we can do. And if we do that, then that will help us stay in the game. Focus on our strengths and then try different things, right? Vary the approaches to achievement. So we don't want to just try again and again and again in the same way we just got a rejection, right? We're going to try a different approach. We're going to change the communication style. We're going to change the benefits we're going to focus on. We're going to change something that will allow us to variate and try different things to see what works, right? And if we understand that, then we're also going to bounce back. Why? Because we know that in order for us to figure out the things that work, we have to try some of the things that do not work. So those are some, abilities that allow us to fail forward, because at the end of the day, every successful person is someone who failed yet never regarded themselves as a failure. So what builds resilience in people is being able to look at failure in the right light and do not allow that failure to become permanent or to determine someone's attitude. Okay?